masses.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
If the game is rigged, change the game. Game changer.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
This is Fade to Black with your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Radio Network.
I need your help to get to the year 1985. You're listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Good evening, Fade to Black. Bespoke Radio for the masses. Yeah. How you doing? How you doing? It's Fadernight, man. Let's do this. Today's Thursday, September 1st, 2022. I would like to welcome everybody listening all around the world, all across the United States. Hither and thither, to and fro, back and forth, up and down, east and west, north and south, far and near. This is Fade to Black for KJCR, the Game Changer, and NX Networks. Raise Hobbs. I am your host, Jimmy Church. What is cracking, everybody? How you doing? How you doing? It is absolutely the best night of the week. That's right. It's Thursday. It's Fader night. It's open lines all night long. How you doing? Man, I'm in a great mood. And I was just posting up over in the chat room. Let me get Twitter back open over here. There we go. How's everybody doing? Tri-Scales here. Ken Priest, GMTA, Stephen Owen, Ken. Another Ken. Not the Ken. Another Ken. Another Jimmy. That one's J. What do you say? What's this? What do you say? Exclamation point. Jimmy. There you go. And John Ruth. All right. So hello to everybody over there. I was just posting. I said, this it's my favorite night of the week. It's my favorite night of the week. Now, here's the deal. I am already putting calls on hold, and I'm answering calls that were on hold and people that are calling back in. Don't hang up. When you're on hold, stay there. Just stay there, man. Just stay there. It's funny. Those that are on hold and don't hang up and call back are the ones that listen. Like I always say, the world doesn't have enough listeners, right? Third stone. That's good stuff right there. That's good stuff right there. All right. It's Thursday night. It is Fader night. Oh, so what I was saying was I was over in the chat going, it's really true. I say it all the time. I got to be careful. You can't say it when you have a guest on the show. All right. But I don't have a guest tonight. It's just me, right? And you. So here's the secret. Fader night's the best night of the week. Yeah. We had great guests this week. We had an amazing time. AMA last night, so much fun. And but it's not Fader night. I don't care who the guest is. They're amazing. They're amazing, and I learned so much, and it's so much fun. Yes, it's why I do the show. But Fader night is the best night of the week. 100%. 100%. And I would think that even the guests, doesn't matter who they are, they would go, yeah, I think I'm with you on that. That would be a lot of fun. And I get to do it every single week, man. And the weeks that I don't do Fadernight, like Linda Moulton Howe, right? She can only, Thursday night because she's got her other stuff. She's prepping. She's doing her live thing. And I understand all of that. And I've never been able to talk her out of that. And I've tried. But she's Thursday night. So, I got 3 guests booked. And then Linda wants to come in on Thursday. Then I have to skip a fader night. And I am in withdrawals, man. It's just like, it's very tempting to just come back in on a Friday night and do a show. But anyway, it's Thursday night. It's fader night. 818, the phones are off the hook right now, man. 818-921-6929 or 323-275-9695. All right. So we're good. Got Twitter. Phone lines are ringy dingy-ing. I've got that. Okay, we're good. We can start the show. Got my River Moon coffee. So before the show, well, actually, earlier today, so I was going to shave. I didn't, right? But anyway, so I had all the bathroom lights on, and I'm getting ready to shave, and I leaned in, and I went, look at the gray, right? So I'm in the mirror. I'm like, wow, it's like coming in, right? It's just long streaks of gray hair, and they're all right here, by the way, that I can see. I can't see in the back. And so I'm checking it out. So I ran out to pour my coffee, came back in, and I was looking at the camera, and I went, I wonder if they can see that. And you can. So that's what I just thought, man, let's just go live. Let everybody see me check it. Let them see it for themselves. I love it. It's the next stage, right? And kind of looking forward to it. Do it, all gray. Will it happen like overnight? Will I wake up? It'd be cool. But what you see is what you get. I guess I had almost 60 years of this. So yeah, gray. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. If you see some old dude like me with no gray hair, he's dyeing his hair. Why? What are you doing? Everybody knows you're dyeing it. You're not 70 years old with black hair. Let it go, man. Toupee, plugs. I mean, why? Why? You just don't want to be that guy. You don't. And for some reason, you're walking into a coffee shop, walking into a supermarket, you're out in public, and you're 70, 65, 70, and you're walking around with a head of black hair, brown, and who are you fooling? Who are you fooling? Oh, man. Would I honestly think, let's say I dyed my hair and I'm walking around and are the comments, wow, that's amazing. He's that old and hasn't turned gray. That's amazing. George, come here. Look at this guy. Look. Isn't that amazing? No, that's not what they're going to be saying about me. They're going to be saying, that dude is dyeing his hair already. Even my friends, I don't even know. It's because of the gray hair today. Even my friends, my own friends that I was on the phone a couple of months ago, a friend of mine, and who I've known from here in California for about 35 years, literally said to me on the phone, dude, what kind of hair dye do you use? I go, what? You're dyeing your hair, right? I said, no. Yeah, you are. Just tell me. It's okay. No, I'm not. I'm not, man. I've got gray hair. So funny, man. So funny. Anyway, I got lots of gray hair. Where am I at? I forget everything now. I'm going to be hosting the Conscious Life Expo. It's coming up February 10th through the 13th at the LAX Hilton. Tickets and info at at consciouslifeexpo.com. April 7th through the 14th, 2023. I will be on the Seminar at Sea cruise, and it's going to be great. Scott Walter, Adam Apollo, Nick Pope, Brad Olson, and Vivian Chavez. And the links for that are below. And get your passport, get your ID. You don't need anything else. No Vax cards, no this, no that. Nope. The Rona's over. Did you guys know that? I think that's part of my good Fruit Loops with marshmallows. It's already kind of sweet. But yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Double the sweetness, double the sugar. That's pretty good. Go on diet. Cassandra Graham just posted a video of herself when she was the singer in a punk band back in the 80s. And that's a good look, Cassandra. I kind of dig that. How do you sleep though? How do you sleep with that? Big old mohawk. All right. Get your free membership to the Onyx Network. Can you tell I'm in a great mood? It's Fadernight. Man. And what I was just going to say, tomorrow, there's a couple of movie premieres tomorrow, and pretty excited about that. And this Lord of the Rings thing, are you guys going to watch that? It's got lukewarm reviews. The Game of Thrones, Throne of Dragons, Dragon's Throne, or whatever that's called. I haven't seen it. I watched. I got to be very careful here because I know there's a lot of Game of Thrones fans out there, including myself. Loved Game of Thrones. I could not stop it. So I watched this Dragon Throne Master thing. And 10 minutes, I drifted out. I checked out, and I haven't gone back. I don't know. I think I'm going to wait. I'm going to binge all of that at the same time. I checked out. So there you go. I don't. It's called House of. Is that what it's called? House of Dragon? Or that's a Bruce Lee movie, right? Right? Is that what it's called? I don't even know the name. I got like 10 minutes into it, and I don't know. I don't know. So if you guys are watching it, let me know. And I'm over those movies. Only OG films for me. Ian. That's a class act. That's a class act statement right there. It's a class act statement. I said last night that I was going to watch, I forget what the movie was. I was going to watch Stargate again last night, and I didn't. And I ended up, I can't even remember now. Let's get back to it. Right now, I've got guests coming over this weekend. But I'm okay. Because I've got the Thunderstorm. That's right. Thunderstorm. And you can get your 3-pack special right now. 3 of these. 3. You get 3. Save over $200. You are going to get free shipping, and you're going to have the confidence that I have. I don't give a crap who comes over to my house. I don't care what room they go into. You know what? And a lot of you, my friends, when they come over to the house, you know what they do? I swear to you, okay? And this is why I love the Thunderstorm so much. They walk around my house, and they're looking for stuff. They're looking for sponsors. And, so there's the Thunderstorm. You do use it. It's like, what? Are you the Thunderstorm police? Is that what's going on here? It is. And they see it. And then they go, oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I get it. Kills viruses. Makes your house smell like, literally, like springtime. That's what you want right after a thunderstorm. It's AC. You can plug it in the wall. It's tiny. It's quiet. It's USB. And it gives you confidence. And that's the main thing. I'm serious. I can't speak for all of you. I really can't. But I'm weird with my home, and I always have been. I'm a neat freak. I'm not a germaphobe. Right? There's a difference. But I like my house clean, and I like people to come in and comment on that. It makes me feel good. Wow, church, you got some kind of disorder, man, because this place is spotless, and it smells good too. And that's what I want, So there you go. And I get all of that confidence from the thunderstorm. All right. Promo code is below, or promo code. Yeah, it's below. Fader 3-pack special. Click on the link, head over. When you go over there, you're going to be on the radio deals page. And you forget the promo code, scroll down, and you'll see my name there down on the bottom. All those big name radio hosts, they're all down there, including mine. My name's right there. That's right, because EdenPURE loves the Fadernauts. All right. Links for everything. All of our sponsors are below. It is Fadernight. Follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. I'm in a great mood. We're going to be getting to all of the calls here in just a minute. Follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. The Sandbox live right here, right in front of me. Third Stone. What was that spray on hair called? What was that? Was that like Sly Spurlong? What was that hairspray thing? Oh man, that's funny. Builds on itself. Yeah. Let's get into the breaking news. This is one of the craziest breaking news stories of the entire year. Ravil Maganov, the chairman of Russian oil and gas giant Lukoil, who spoke out against Russia's invasion of the Ukraine, has died after falling out of a hospital window at the Central Clinical Hospital west of Moscow. Wait, it gets better. TASS, the official Russian state news service, said, and I quote, "The incident occurred around 7 a.m. Moscow time in the Central Clinical Hospital. The man fell out of the 6th floor window and died as a result of his injuries," unquote. Russia's other state news agency, RIA Novosti, quoted a law enforcement source who said the businessman, quote, "most likely committed suicide," end quote. Then Lukoil, his company, announced, "We deeply regret to announce that Ravil Maganov, chairman of Lukoil board of directors, passed away following a severe illness," end quote. At least 5 prominent Russian businessmen have reportedly died by suicide since January. Right. LG has just announced the world's largest OLED TV with a 97-inch screen, which is about the size of your double bed, because you don't have a queen size. The OLED Evo Gallery Edition TV, which is being displayed at IFA 2022 in Berlin this week, will be available towards the end of the year. LG is yet to reveal a price for the monster display, although it's rumored to be more than $23,000. A 97-inch TV. And they got it. It's so funny. I have a double bed. I can't afford a queen size bed. I have a double bed, so I can joke about that. One day I'm going to bump things up, and I'm going to get another double bed, and I'm going to push them together, and I'm going to call it the Jimmy King size. But anyway, so my double bed, I measure the double bed, 97 inches. Oh, wait a minute. Now, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get one of those little projector TVs, and you can get those for a couple of $100. Get those on Amazon, and I'm going to lean my mattress up against the wall. I'm going to project onto that. 97 inches. I'm going to save me $22,800. NASA and SpaceX just extended their contract with 5 additional astronaut missions to the International Space Station under a new $1.4 billion deal, which modifies their existing agreement. The deal allows NASA to maintain an uninterrupted U.S. capability for human access to the space station until 2030. Right? And Russia thought that they had us on that. They did. What are you going to do? We're not going to fly you up there. What are you going to do? Well, you know what? We got Elon Musk. This will cover missions Crew 10 through Crew 14, representing approximately 20 spacecraft seats overall. And that, my friends, is good news. NASA recently announced 13 candidate landing regions. Okay, now you thought the Luke Oil story was crazy? Those commies. Listen to this. NASA recently announced 13 candidate landing regions near the moon's south pole for the upcoming Artemis 3 mission, which aims to land a man and a woman on the moon by late 2025. Now, Artemis 3 has its sights set on the moon's south pole, but here's the deal. A paper that was just published by the Journal of Deep Space Exploration in China, where they identified 10 potential landing spots near the South Pole. Right? Ha! Unfortunately, there's a bit of an overlap here, as both NASA and the Chinese target the same sites near Shackleton, Haworth, and Noble craters as potential landing zones. At the same time, China says they're going to land there in 2024. United States says we're landing there in 2025. And China may get to plant their flags first. That's right. It's going to get a little crowded, as both countries know that these sites are where the resources are. Yeah. It's about to get nuts on the moon. I'll keep you posted. For the first time, astronomers have used NASA's James Webb Space Telescope to direct an image of a planet outside of our solar system. The exoplanet HIP 65426b is a gas giant, meaning it has no rocky surface and it could never be habitable. But the image, as seen through 4 different light filters, shows how Webb can easily capture worlds beyond our solar system, pointing the way to future observations that will reveal more information than ever before. HIP 65426 was discovered in July 2017 and is 385 light years from Earth. And the images are incredible. Let's get this show cracking. On this day in history, 1972, in what was billed as the match of the century, American chess grandmaster Bobby Fischer becomes the first American, that's right, to be world chess champion. He defeats Russian Boris Spassky during the World Chess Championship in Reykjavik, Iceland. Fader fact. Check this out. On the moon's northern hemisphere, there is a place known as Hadley Reel, a channel, and it's to the west of a mountain range. In this reel is a tiny sculpture of an astronaut and a plaque with the names of 14 astronauts and cosmonauts who have died in the advancement of space exploration. The memorial is called the Fallen Astronaut. Bet you didn't know that. And that is your Fader fact. Tonight, it is Fader night. Open lines all night long. Call in numbers 818-921-6929 or 323-275-9695. All right, before I get out of here, let me hit this River Moon coffee. Oh, you don't know. You don't. Oh. Rivermoonwellness.com. Because I like my coffee, Doc. I like River Moon's tweet the other day explaining that they don't burn the beans, which I also like. They don't burn the beans. They smoke them. So I'm able to say, but Dad, it's smoky. Rivermoonwellness.com. Faded Black Blend. Best coffee in the world. River Moon has been a sponsor and a friend of the show for so many years. And it's an honor and a privilege to be able to put your name and your likeness on a brand as sophisticated and as amazing as River Moon. Put your name on it. Fade to Black Blend. It's right there. And then be able to not only drink it, but share it with all of you. It's the best coffee in the world. The best coffee in the world. I'll never shut up about it. Ever. It's the best. It's the best. This is Fade to Black. It is Thursday night. It is Fadernight with open lines all night long. The Mediterranean Chicken says, will the thunderstorm work on ghosts too? If those ghosts stink, heck, yeah. They won't be stinky ghosts. I can tell you that right now. You won't smell them coming. You need to be careful with that. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Thursday night, Fader night. The numbers are 818-921-6929 or 323-275-9695. I'll be right back after this short break with your phone call. Stay with me.
This is Nicole Church, daughter of you-know-who, and you're listening to Fade to Black on JimmyChurchRadio.com and the Game Changer Network.
You're listening to Jimmy Church and Fade to Black on the X.
You're listening to Jimmy Church, Fade to Black.
Fade to Black will now pause for alien identification.
The station that talks the net.
When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Yes, River Moon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Just click on the banner at JimmyChurchRadio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today.
This is the only way forward.
This is Fade to Black. Make contact.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and you can get our podcast for just $2 per month. All you have to do is click on the podcast banner over at JimmyChurchRadio.com. Hello, Fadernauts. Jimmy Church here. You've seen me with my Thunderstorm. Now you can purify the air in your home and get healthy, clean, fresh-smelling air and eliminate odors just like I do right here in the bunker. The EdenPURE Thunderstorm uses oxy technology that naturally sends out O3 molecules into the air, which seek out odors and air pollutants in your home and destroys them. It's called a thunderstorm because it purifies the air just like after a thunderstorm. And right now, you can save $200 on an EdenPURE Thunderstorm 3-pack for whole home protection. With this special offer, you're getting 3 units for under $200. Seriously. Go to EdenPureDeals.com and use Fader3. Shipping is free and it's easy. Just scroll down. You'll see my name right there, Jimmy Church. Click on it and get your deal today. That's EdenPureDeals.com.
Do you have an interest in the paranormal? Then you'll love the unxnetwork.com. The X is your streaming audio and video for everything supernatural, strange, and mysterious, like UFOs, Bigfoot, ghosts, and so much more. From hosts like Jimmy Church, Whitley Strieber, Micah Hanks, and Christina Gomez. Visit the unxnetwork.com show page for a complete list of all the paranormal programs you'll find on the X. Be sure to follow us on Twitter for updates at KUNXDB. Follow our Facebook group, UnX Network. Find the podcast on Spotify, iHeart, Audible, and Apple Podcast. It's time. It's new. It's the X.
9 out of 10 geneticists agree.
Fade to Black is not your father's radio show on the Game Changer Radio Network.
Hi, this is Rob Reiner from Anvil, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
What's up? I'm Chris. What up? This is Kyle Manson. You're listening to Jimmy Church
All right, Fade to Black. How you doing? Tonight, it is Thursday. It's Fadernight. Everybody knows that. Welcome to the show. It's your calls, your conversation all night long. UFOs, conspiracy, time travel, the paranormal, supernatural, lost history, food, movies, guitars, whatever. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Let's light up the chat room. Let's light up Twitter. Let's see what everybody... It's so funny. What? I can say anything. I could say anything. I could say, I'm looking around. I could say, yeah, this is my brain. I was going to say, I could say creamed corn. That's the show. I could say remote control. That's the show. I could say guitar pick. That's the show. Whatever. It's just so funny. You guys, I love it. I love it. Canned hams. That's it. There you go. Bacon. Remember that? And that was like 8 years ago. And I'll get to the calls in a second. You know, just be patient. We used to, and we're talking about firing this up again, okay? We used to have drive-in movie night. And are any of the old school faders here that used to do that with us? So we had a secret spot buried on our website, and we would bring in B movies and watch them together. And we had a chat room, and we would average about 100 people a night. I think we peaked out at like 200. I can't remember how we did it, but it was like invitation only, and you had to get a password to get into there. I think that's how we did it. It's been a long time, but it was so much fun. And we would have some movie going, and the chat room on the side was hilarious. And this one night, we were watching this movie, and bacon, right? Bacon. And it was bacon for 3 hours. I don't know how it started. And then that rolled over to the show. and to Twitter and everything else. And Carol Peralt, she's in the chat room tonight. Hi, Carol. Carol did a painting for me of an alien eating bacon. and it was just, and we did that all the time. And it was, so I wanted to, I was talking to Drew. I said, let's set that up again. Let's do the drive-in movie night. And we probably did that for a year, every Saturday. And it was like, it's movie night, and come in and everybody was in there, and we would roll, Mars Needs Women or whatever, X1 rocket to the moon, and roll that thing and just let the chat room fly. And it was just so funny. The comments, man, I miss that. Oh man, we're doing our own dialogue. Oh man, it was so much fun. Sherman's here. There's Carol. How you doing, Carol? Carol, I've got your stuff right here. You know that, right? I love your paintings. They're the best. They're the best. Yeah, the bacon painting. Carol Perot. Okay, that's it. Let's go to the phones. Let's see who I've been leaving on hold for 40 minutes. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Is your leadoff batter Mark from Dallas tonight?
How you doing, Mark?
What is going on?
I swear I don't know how you do it. I really don't. I really don't. There are so many calls on hold right now, right? And they're listening. They're listening going, yeah. How does he do that?
They hate me, man. They hate me.
Oh, man. Hey, and please tell everybody, you don't have a secret number. We don't have any agreement.
No.
You're not up first. You just happen to be up first. And
well, I told you, the Lord loves me, man. I got a special relationship with God, so, and I got a story about that too, man. I may lead with that tonight. Me and the Lord got this thing going on.
Oh man!
So I told you that I've been looking for the Lord out here on my Plan B ranch, and so I'm deep in meditation. A couple nights ago.
Okay.
And suddenly, man, my spirit just shoots right out of the top of my head, brother. I'm flying through space at the speed of light. And I am traveling, man, and I come to a stop in this bright room, and I'm standing face to face with the Lord Almighty himself, who, by the way, looks a whole lot like Race Hobbs, by the way, but that's another story. But I'm standing there, and he says, Mark from Dallas. And I kind of find out he follows me on Twitter, and he listens on Thursday nights too. So he had YouTube pulled up when I was in there. So he goes, "What are you doing here?" And I said, "Look, Lord," I said, "I want you to grant me a wish." And he says, "Okay, great. What are you thinking about?" And I said, what I would like you to do is grant the gift of longevity of life to one person of my choosing. And he said, well, wow. He said, usually people come in here and, and ask stuff for themselves. And I said, well, I'm a great servant leader. He goes, yeah, you keep telling me that. But anyway, he says, well, what do you have in mind? And I said, what I would like is for you to grant longevity of life for like 50 extra years to the person of my choosing. And he said, let me get this straight. You want me to grant an extra 50 years of life to someone that you say? And I said, that's correct. He goes, okay. He goes, done. He says, I'm assuming you've thought this out. He said, you've got a person in mind, right? I said, well, yeah, as a matter of fact, I do. And I said, I'm thinking Linda Moulton Howe. And he goes, wow, that's a great choice. And he goes, well, wait a minute. He said, what about church? What about your boy Jimmy? And I said, I thought about Jimmy. I said, he was the first one I thought of. I said, but Linda, man, she competed for Miss America. You know what I mean?
I thought this was two guys and a horse walk into a bar. That's what I thought. I thought that's where you were going with this and the punch up. But you're saying that this really happened.
No.
Now. See, you had me, Mark. You had
Come
me,
on, man.
brother. You had me. You had me. I was like, man, this is great.
I thought when I said God looked like Race Hobbs, you would have got the joke immediately. Not that, I mean, we all love Race, but
you know what? I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it, man. We go to the pearly gates, you know, and so who's that dude over there? That's God. He thinks he's Race Hobbs.
So I'm going to finish my story, man. So
okay, all right.
So he goes, okay. He says, well, what about Jimmy? And I'm like, yeah, she competed for Miss America. He goes, look, what if Jimmy competed for Miss America too?
Oh,
I said, well, then I would change my vote immediately. That's genius. And I said, but first you'd have to win Miss California. So I said, I don't know, that's tough competition, bro. And he goes, well, he's back to working out. And I said, yeah, but I mean, still, I don't think
right.
he's going to make it. So.
Right. Do I have to shave my legs?
You don't already? Come
Yeah.
on, man.
I shave.
I know you do.
I shave parts of them.
Okay, the truth's coming out now, slowly coming out.
All right. So what's going on, man? What's on your mind?
Oh, man. Have you seen Steve Vai's 3-neck dragon-looking guitar yet?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That thing is crazy looking, man.
Yeah, it is. You're talking about the one with the harness, right?
Yeah, it's huge. It's
he's got
big,
to wear.
3 necks.
He's got the body harness thing, and it clips on. There's no strap.
It's
right?
Crazy, man.
Yeah,
and like one neck is like a bass, I think, neck or something.
Yep. One's got half frets and then fretless.
Yeah.
That's.
I wonder who made that. Thing.
Yeah, if I was going to make a guess, I would say. Well, you know what? I don't know, but I was going to say Ibanez. Their custom shop. But maybe he had that relationship with Performance Guitars forever. But I don't know. Somebody out there knows. Just pop it up in the chat room. Who built that new Steve Vai 3-neck guitar? I saw this video the other day, and it's Steve Vai. He's backstage. He's getting ready to walk out on stage. He's dressed in, I think he's in red. But anyway, so he's backstage. He's behind this thing. You can see it's an outdoor concert, and he's playing, right, introing the song. Crowd doesn't get it yet, but he's playing, and then he steps out. Right, they just lose their minds, and this is what I thought to myself. It must be pretty good to be Steve Vai. That's all I got to say, man. That must be pretty epic to do that. It was a big. That was 50,000 or something. Maybe more. It was big. That was a big venue, and new video. But it was pretty cool. He does it like I think most guitar players wish they could do it. The stage presence, the look, the attitude, the of course the ability to play the guitar, but it's his thing around him, his aura. How he, and if you could have that commanding stage presence, right? And he does, and he can, and I think it doesn't matter if you're a country player. It doesn't matter. Exactly. It doesn't matter what style you are. They want to be Steve Vai. He's got a thing on that stage, man. Do you remember?
Brad Paisley wants to be Steve Vai. He's close.
Yeah, I know he does. Paisley does want to be Steve Vai. Hey, do you remember when Vai had the two wah pedals, and he would stand on both of them at the same time? Wah, wah, wah. It's like, dude, I want to be that guy. I do.
I swear to God, he's an alien, man.
He
He is not from this planet, I don't think.
Yeah. Have you heard his album Alien Love Secrets?
Yes.
Okay.
I have.
That album, that's got my boy on it, Chris Frazier on drums. And and the videos are really good. But when that album was getting recorded and then they were shooting the videos for it, at the same time, we were recording Doug Aldrich's Electrovision at the same time.
Oh, wow.
So I remember, so I go over to Doug's house. And I think we were watching a boxing match or something, Floyd Mayweather, and I go over there, and Chris is there, and the bass player is there too as well, who also played on Electrovision. And I said, what's going to do? We shot video all day today with Steve Vai. Still got the silver paint on us, can't get it off. And I was like, man, that doesn't suck, right? So that was going on at the same time. And I fell in love with Alien Love Secrets. That's one of his better records, and people don't talk about it. I think it's a simpler record. It's not as complicated as other things, and I like that. Bass guitar and drums. Let's go. Bass guitar and drums.
Oh
let it rip, tater chip. So
yes, that's the best stuff. That's my favorite bands. Is just the 3-piece. We talked about that before. That's where you find out who's got the talent, who doesn't. That's what I always hate about Leonard Skinner. They come out with 3 lead guitar players. Come on, man.
3 lead guitar players.
Come on.
Come on, man.
And then you got ZZ Top and Stevie Ray coming out with 3 people just slaying it. And
That's
they
right.
Got 3 lead guitar players. Come on.
Yeah, I know. And Stacy just said, "Do you like Korn?" I love Korn. I love Korn. And no, I'm serious, man. That era, that Korn, Slipknot era, Linkin Park, Rage Against the Machine, that whole thing, man. Korn was outrageous. Hey, have you seen? Holy crap! I'm going to throw this out to everybody right now. Somebody said, "I love corn with butter." Have you seen the Woodstock documentary? Woodstock, I think 99. Have you seen that?
But I heard I heard them talking about it. I haven't seen it.
Ooh, man! And when Korn hits the stage, right? Well, anyway, if you haven't seen it, go and watch it. I remember hearing about Woodstock and what a disaster it was. I remember it was at Air Force Base and they rioted. You watch that movie, watch that documentary. I did not know it went down like that. I had no clue.
I heard they pretty well destroyed the place.
Man, watch it. Watch the and I'm gonna say in a weird way, they point the fingers at a few different bands. And I think there's some responsibility there where they weren't toning things down. But as the promoter of the event, where you don't have enough food, water, things, resources, all of that stuff, and it's 100 degrees, and it's gonna, if you don't handle your, look at the US Festival, it was probably hotter out there, but they had that organized. You can't cut corners on events like that. Anyway, if you haven't seen it, go and watch the new. It came out last month. Watch the Woodstock documentary. Man, we spend a lot of time talking about music. I was so uncomfortable watching it, Mark. I mean, you knew you're watching this, and you at any moment this is going to go sideways, and you can tell. You're watching it, and you can see it. You can, and it's all captured on film. and it goes sideways.
Train wreck ready to happen. Yeah.
It's brutal, man. The next day, after the National Guard shows up, right, and everything else, and the next day, and everybody wakes up and they go out there with the film crew, and everything is burnt to the ground. The whole place is
declared a disaster area by the governor of the state.
Semi trucks are melted, into the runway. I'm like 30 of them. I'm not joking, man. And semi trucks have those LP tanks on them, right? They light these semi trucks on fire, and then these, dude, it was mushroom clouds. When that just, and everybody just yelling, and another one blows up, and everybody's happy.
Yeah.
It was like
it's part of the show, yeah,
dude. It was like Lord of the Flies, man. Man, it
was what it is. Like.
It was Lord of the Flies. Oh man, they interviewed some people afterwards. I don't know what came over me. It was like Lord of the Flies. I just started lighting kerosene on fire, whatever. And MTV. Man, I've got everybody on hold. Just be patient. This is just too classic. MTV is there. It's like Kurt Loder. I don't know, Ricky Rackman. I can't remember who was there from MTV, but they look out over the audience, and there's like 3 bonfires, like not little campfires, right? Like people rolling cars. Yeah, they're rolling cars into it. Just and he goes, MTV signing off. We're out of here. And man, you can just. And it was crazy, man. Oh my!
Like an Antifa rally.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth it. Well, man, we just did the whole segment. You called me, and I did all the talking.
No, dude, I opened with a horrible joke. I won't ever do that again. I promise. Thunderstorm says that guitar is made by Ibanez.
It is.
Did some research.
Okay. Yeah, they are. I was over. Man, I can't say. Can I say it? I guess I can. Can I say it? Can I say some secret stuff?
Of course.
Screw it. It's already done. Pat Wilkins is working on some guitars for me, right? So,
oh my goodness,
and he's always there. He's always working on something for me, right? And so I go, Pat. So what's up? Nothing. Okay. You know why I'm calling. How you doing, Jimmy? Pat. What's going on? Hey, man. Am I going to get a guitar this month? Back from you? Well, Ibanez just sent me 20 guitars for Steve Vai. I'm like, oh, okay. It's like that. When did they send them to you? A couple of days ago? You've had my shit for 6 months. Okay. So what's going on? Well, and so all of that got done, and it's gone. All right, 20 guitars. 20. I'm not making this up. I'm waiting for 3 or 4. So then Jordan Ziff, I'm going to end on this, and I'm going to get to a break. Jordan Ziff, great guitar player. So Jordan calls me up, and he goes, hey, man, my bass player I want to get his bass painted. Can you hook me up with Pat? I said, yeah. So I take them over to Pat's shop on a Friday. I'm off, Fade to Black, and we go over there and I introduce Robbie. Robbie's a great guy. I love him. He's awesome. And Jordan and I and Robbie and Pat, we stand around and talk for a couple hours. Drop the bass off, and he wants this done, stripped down, repainted, new this, new that. Pretty complicated job, but it's Pat. No big deal. All right, that was 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. A week ago. I swear to God.
The black hole.
I swear to God. Hold on. So 3 weeks ago, I get this text from Jordan, and so check this out. Jordan goes, and I had to be nice about it. I had to be nice, but he sends me this text, and he goes, oh man, look, he goes, Pat did a great job on the bass.
Oh no!
2 weeks, and I'm like, so I got to be. Oh man, I'm like, oh that looks really good. That's really nice, and it did. I call up Pat the next day. So what's up, man? Nothing. Okay, what's going on? Nothing. How you doing, Jimmy? I said, I go. The bass looks pretty good for Robbie. Yeah, it does. What about my stuff, Pat? What's going on? 2 weeks. I got a stack of guitars in there, man. Been there for a year and a half. I don't know. It was so funny. And he did. I swear, man,
guitar guys and guys that build hot rods. You take a car to a hot rod shop, it's exactly the same way.
Right.
It'll be just plan on a year. The thing being in there a year, you're like, yeah, we're waiting on a Johnson rod or whatever the hell they're waiting on, and it's like, it'll take 6 months to get it. I'm like, oh my, that thing's been in here a year, man. It's the same thing, same crap.
Oh man, I'm giving Pat a hard time. I've known him since both of us were kids, and he's done the best work for me, and he's the only guy that's done it. Him and Neil Moser, and I love him to death. I do, but sometimes we're too close. Right, Jimmy can wait. Yeah. Jimmy can wait. Let's crank out these 20 guitars. He can wait. He don't get mad. I love it.
Exactly, like family.
I love it. Yeah, it is. That's exactly what it is. Well, Mark, thank you, man. You just took up a whole segment, and that's let's make everybody angry. That's what you do.
I'm so. I'm very good at that. I apologize to everybody out there. I blew it tonight, but I'll do better next time.
Hey, man, God is on your side.
Yeah, he's on your side, too. He mentioned your name a lot.
I'll talk to you, man.
Good.
Have a great night,
okay,
Mark.
Man,
Thank you so much. That's a great phone. Mark from Dallas. Thank you so much, Mark. It's a great phone call. And I enjoy Mark's conversations. And there you go. That's why I love Fadernight right there. Okay, I'll get to everybody's phone calls after the break. I promise. I see you right there. You're on hold. Okay? All right? Let's do this one right here. See? They can hear me right now, and they're going, I'm up next. You are. This is Fade to Black. Stay with us.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network.
Your 1 million gigawatt paranormal powerhouse, KUNX-DB, VX.
Hello, Fadernauts. Jimmy Church here. You've seen me with my Thunderstorm. Now you can purify the air in your home and get healthy, clean, fresh-smelling air and eliminate odors just like I do right here in the bunker. The EdenPURE Thunderstorm uses oxy technology that naturally sends out O3 molecules into the air, which seek out odors and air pollutants in your home and destroys them. It's called a thunderstorm because it purifies the air just like after a thunderstorm. And right now, you can save $200 on an EdenPURE Thunderstorm 3-pack for whole home protection. With this special offer, you're getting 3 units for under $200. Seriously. Go to EdenPureDeals.com and use Fader3. Shipping is free and it's easy. Just scroll down. You'll see my name right there, Jimmy Church. Click on it and get your deal today. That's EdenPureDeals.com.
This is Billy Carson, founder and CEO of ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv is the fastest growing and one of the most watched networks in the world. And I would like to personally invite you to check out our expanding library of TV, film, lectures, and special presentations. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv has over 6,000 videos covering lost history, health, UFOs, spirituality, and our future. We are committed to our community, and with my personal invitation, you can right now get your own free 30-day membership at ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Your own library of information starts today at ForbiddenKnowledge.tv.
Because you never got that pony you always wanted. Damn it. Jimmy Church and Fade to Black on the Game Changer Network. Listen, I know, and you know, that you've always wanted your first crystal skull. Or maybe you're a collector just like me, but you just don't know where to go to find the real thing. Then I met Carolyn Ford over at EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com. Carolyn is the guardian of Einstein, one of the most respected ancient crystal skulls in the world. All of her unique skulls have been imprinted sitting with Einstein in his sacred lodge and are carved from the finest gemstone and materials. Imprinting is the process of receiving the ancient wisdom from the master skull or master computer, Einstein, the ancient crystal skull. To see Carolyn's current collection of crystal skulls, just visit her store at EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com or click on the banner over on our site. Don't forget to use the promo code Jimmy at checkout to receive 10% off of your order today. That's promo code Jimmy. Finding your first or next crystal skull is easy. Just visit EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com.
Hello, I'm Katie, and you're listening to my main man, Jimmy Church, on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Hi, this is Ray Hobbs here, repping the planet, and you're listening to my good friend, Jimmy Church, Fade to Black.
This is Toby Kebbell. You're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com. Don't hurt me, Jimmy. I'm only little.
Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier, and this is Ari Gold. We're the Honey Brothers.
Yes.
We're of the Honey Brothers. Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier, and I'm Ari Gold. We're the Honey Brothers, and you're listening to Jimmy Church.
The Revolution.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and you can become an official Fadernight by just going to our membership section at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Hello, this is Serena Wright Taylor from Conscious Life Expo, and you're listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church, who holds the Lucky Pony record for the best astrological chart since 1963. True story.
This is Micah Hanks of the Gralien Report, and you're listening to Jimmy Church on Fade to Black.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight, Fader Night, open lines all night long. All right, I'm going to get to the phone calls now. I love talking to Mark from Dallas. See, this is the thing. You guys just get to hang out. It's like tapping my phone line, right? What would two friends just talk about? And, you know, that's it. There's no agenda here. Just a couple of guys talking. Yeah. Yeah, that was amazing. Just a great phone call. Thank you for that. And let's just get straight back to it. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Rodney Boyer.
Rodney, how are you?
Good. How are you doing, Jimmy?
I am fantastic. Where are you calling from?
Upstate New York, Rural Grove to be exact. It's a little tiny spot in the middle of nowhere.
So I'm just gonna put down upstate New York. Normally, see, this is the thing. Normally, I kind of know where everybody is calling from. I've never been there.
Yeah, it's about 50 miles west of Albany, New York.
Okay,
it's right between Richard Dolan and me in Albany.
Oh, so do you hang out with Richard? I'm just kidding. All right, Rodney, what's on your mind tonight, man?
No, goodness, no. Jimmy, I was just going to ask you a question. This is, I wanted to know what your opinion was on everything being connected. UFOs, cryptids, Bigfoot, things like that. There's a lot of people telling their stories out there today, and nobody's making a dollar off from it. I mean, there are some people making dollars off from it, but not everybody. What do you think of that? Is this stuff all connected? Say, electromagnetism, people investigating ghosts and their batteries die, and people investigating UFOs, their battery dies, and then you got people doing, Bigfoot stuff like that, and their batteries die. Or I just see a cross correlation against, not against, but just with the whole thing. And I was curious about what you thought of that yourself and what your opinion is on it.
Yeah, okay, you know what? You know what the weird connection is to me, and I know this may seem like a stretch, but if you just stop and think for a moment, it kind of makes sense. And maybe, just maybe, there are things that we're just not supposed to find out right now, right? Just maybe, and that's the strange connection, right? Where everything is almost, right? Almost a ghost photograph, right? The definitive.
It's always on the verge.
Bigfoot, UFOs, and other things, dreams, life after death. You know, and it's always and just maybe we're not both technically able to do it, right? There's that part. There's a technical barrier there. We haven't figured that 100%. Out. And the other part is maybe things just aren't meant to be known until we are ready. And because I think that is the strange connection to all of it, right? I mean, it's just bizarre to me because when I tell everybody the beer can UFO story, right? Well, that sighting with 20 or 30 people, we all saw it. That sighting was so extraordinary in the middle of the day. And right there, sun shining off of it. There it is, right there. And I jump up. I mean, Rodney, as I live and breathe, I jump up and scream, video, 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 picture, picture, picture. And I'm pointing, right? I lost my mind.
Everyone's in awe.
No video.
Exactly.
And then when the opportunity is there and it's right there in the sky, just moving across, we're going to see this thing for a couple of hours. It's just a blue sky. It's moving. And as I'm going between my eyes and the binoculars and looking at it, they yell, it phased out. It disappeared. I went, what? And it's gone. Now, what? Now, if I can't say anything more definitive to your point, right? It's that. And that's my own experience. That's mine. That's not somebody else that's sharing a story with me. You know what I mean, Rodney? This is me telling the experience. And I'm perplexed, man. So maybe, I mean, and this is the thing.
Did you say, Jimmy, did you say faded out?
Yeah.
Because your show's called Fade to Black, but just funny for me to catch on that. Synchronicities.
I did do that.
If I could think of the guy's name, he did the Owl book. I can't remember his name, but there's a lot of synchronicities in there.
McClellan.
Yes. McClellan. Yes, absolutely, 100%.
Hey, Rodney, enjoy your night, man, and thank you for the phone call. It's all connected.
One other thing.
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say I love Scott Walter. I heard you mention him. He is, for what he does to geology, that's Richard Dolan to ufology, by the way. That's that guy. He's on point.
You know, I was talking to Randall Carlson today, and the beard of knowledge.
I know Randall.
Yeah, he's amazing, right? And
absolutely.
And so Randall and I are talking about things around the world, and it's Randall, right? It's just a great conversation. And Scott Walter's name comes up, and so Randall and I, instead of talking about the cataclysm at 10,000 BC. We talked about Scott Walter for about 15 minutes, man. And,
not only that, there's stuff he's signing down in South America right now. There's the things that he's digging up. Amazing.
Yeah. He's just so good. And so you're right. And it was just funny. I wonder if Scott's ears were burning because Randall and I just went right off of the subject we were on and talked about Scott and his research for about 15 minutes. So yeah, we love Scott. He's amazing. He's absolutely amazing. Enjoy your weekend. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, Scott. He definitely has his nose to the grindstone on the geology part of everything we're looking for sure.
No question about it, man. No question. And I feel that he's about to do a pretty big reveal. I think.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that, I think it's going to crack the ground open. I think it's going to freak some people out. And
there's a lot of things cracking the ground open right now. A lot of things in this world. Absolutely.
No doubt, man. No doubt. All right, Rodney. Enjoy your weekend, my man. Thank you so much.
Hey, you too, Jimmy. Thank you.
Great
Have
phone.
a nice night, bud.
You too. Go Beckley Tepe. That's a great phone call right there. Thank you, Rodney. And Scott. Scott, for me, you have to. And yes, there are a lot of researchers out there that do this. You have to be dedicated. You have to have passion. You can't worry about what other people think, because if that happens, then a worse thing happens from there, and that is you're not necessarily going to do what you want to do, and let that dictate the direction of the way that you want to go. You can't do that. And Scott, he doesn't give a crap. He just does his thing. And that's what I appreciate. So there you go. Let's see here. Which one is this? Us here. Let's go here. And that's what's great about Scott. He don't care. And Scott is able to do that because he's an athlete. Plays football, plays basketball. He's in shape. He's 6'6", and he don't care what you got to say. He just does it. And he's also funny as the day is long. That guy makes me laugh, man. He made me laugh all weekend. Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, Jimmy, it's Paul from Smoky Grants Pass.
How are you, man? What's going on?
Well, I'm doing pretty well. I was going to talk to you last night on AMA, but I was taking care of some of the rescue animals up here from the fire.
Yeah, so right on.
I have a question about who's going to replace Linda Moulton Howe, who's going to replace Jim Mars, and the other people who are legitimate hard science researchers and journalists that are dead.
But Linda's not dead.
Well, no, she's not dead yet. She's getting better. But the point is, at some point, she's 80 years old.
Well, let's not go there. But I'll say this: when we talk about some of the, Jim Mars certainly. And John Anthony West, Lloyd Pye,
right?
And there's no reason to freak out. And the reason why there is no reason to freak out is that John Anthony West, who absolutely was a trailblazer, along with Robert Schoch and that whole team that was together. Who I think, in my opinion, supported each other quite a bit. And so with that, today, who's going over to Egypt and continuing that research? There are quite a few. And one that is Billy Carson. And Billy is extraordinary. And he's not the only one, man. You have Scott Cawthorn, just an amazing writer. He's been on this show a few times, and that I think that the research is going to continue, and that's it. The torch is always passed. It's always passed, and we learn from those from the past. And then we take that and we move forward, and it's just the way that it is. So I think we're in good hands. I really do. I think they're when it comes to ancient history and the subject of UFOs, also in the paranormal and the supernatural, there are a lot of young superstars out there that are going to continue and take this and take this in a new direction. So yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. Do I miss Jim Mars? Man, those are the best shows. John Anthony West, those were the best. They were just incredible. But
absolutely. I'm still working through Serpent in the Sky. I'm just now getting to science, and every time I turn a page, my mind is blown.
Yeah. And and Chance, the director of Magical Egypt 1 and 2, he's got some new stuff coming out. I'm going to bring Chance back on, but and Schwaller de Lubitz, and who John Anthony West obviously got his inspiration from with the Sphinx and other symbolism and stuff in Giza. Another friend of mine, Venice, she's going to be speaking about Schwaller over in Europe, and will be coming back over to here. And that's exactly what we need to have happen, is to continue the work of John Anthony West. And look, Schwaller de Lubitz hasn't been around for a very long time. Who took that and ran with it? John Anthony West. And now there are others today taking that same research and moving forward. And hopefully I'll have something to do with it, and I can help support them.
Yeah, well, and that's kind of what I'm curious about, because I guess being up here where I am, I'm definitely out of the loop on most of this stuff. So that's what I was curious about. And that's really all I've got outside of, Mark seems to have this thing with God. Maybe you can talk with him a little bit too, and see if he can. He can pull some strings.
Yeah, maybe. You know what I miss? Before I let you go, Paul, if you go back, I don't know, it must be there at points, but I could hear it. John Anthony West, during the show, he would have a tumbler of ice, and he would be pouring his vodka, right? And you could hear him swirling the tinkling. And I'm just like, man, this dude is a class act. Love this guy, man.
It's probably how he was thinking and formulating his next comment.
He was awesome. Paul, enjoy your weekend. Be safe up there, okay?
Yeah, you too. Take care now.
You too. Thank you so much. Go Beckley Tepe. Yeah, they got a fire up there, and we've got a fire here that is burning as well. But they got it under control. There was a lot of concern. They shut down the 5 freeway over the last day or so. They opened it up this morning, and that's always a big deal. I mean, we only have really 2 ways in and out of LA. That's it. Got the 10 freeway that goes east into Phoenix, and then we have the 5 freeway that goes up into the Central Valley, and those are the 2 arteries. That's it. That's it. We got 2 ways, and you close down one of them, and it's a big deal. But they got it under control. Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hi, Jimmy. It's Mike in Montana.
Hi, Mike in Montana. How are you?
Pretty good. I just have a quick question. Do you have an address or something that listeners can send things to?
I have an office.
Okay.
So email me and I'll give it to you.
All right. Good.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Fade to black.
Yeah. All right, Mike. Behave and be well. Now, what would Mike from Montana be sending me? Bigfoot prints, some Bigfoot DNA. What would Mike from Montana be sending me? Man, you know it's good. Big Sky. See who's up next. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling? Oh,
Jimmy, this is Doug from Montana.
2 Montana calls back to back. Are you guys neighbors?
No.
Do you guys?
Not that I know of.
So you don't know each other? You guys
don't
aren't
think so.
Okay, Doug, tell me the truth. Are you guys calling? Okay, man, let's both call Jimmy at the same time. Come on,
Just to tie up your lines, man.
It's
tie up your
okay.
lines.
It's okay. It's okay. Just be straight with me, man. Just be straight.
It's all good.
It happens every single time that one of you calls, and it's like back to back. It's weird, isn't that? That's the universe, man. That's the universe.
Jimmy, I tell you, you're huge in Montana. When are you going to come see us?
Soon.
Well, I heard last night that you're a Goldwing writer.
No, that was a AMA question. The AMA question writer was a gold wing writer. He was asking. I thought you said you were. No. I'm Harley.
Have you ever considered a Goldwing?
No. Now, okay, but let me be straight with you. I'm Honda all the way. Love Hondas. It's the first, when I was 5 years old, my dad taught me how to ride his Honda Dream, which was a 305 and it had this crazy Dream fenders on it and stuff. So Honda all the way. Honda. And how about a Honda,
Jimmy,
Honda Mini Trail?
I tell you, go ahead.
Honda Mini Trail. Remember those, the 70s? And the little 50s, and my mom had a Honda 150 Enduro, and so I'm okay. And so anyway, when the Gold Wings came out, I thought that they were pretty cool, and I know that the Gold Wing owners are dedicated, and they should be. And I know that they're great bikes. It's just not me. I'm a Harley guy.
Well, I tell you, once you go gold, Jimmy, everything else pales in comparison.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. I really don't, which is why I don't want to ride one, because I'm stuck. It's the truth. It's the truth.
Have you ever heard of the Iron Butt 1000?
No. What is that?
It's where you do 1,000 miles.
Yeah.
Doing nothing but stopping for fuel and going, and then once you are certified as far as the fuel stops that you make, you put that information into the association, and you're awarded a certificate. I've almost done an Iron Butt 1000 on my Gold Wing.
Yeah, that that sounds like fun.
I tell you, Jimmy, I've ridden for over 40 years, and I've ridden a lot of road bikes. There's nothing better on the open road than a Gold Wing. They don't beat you up.
Yeah. I hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I was also when they first came out, that big BMW with that crazy front fork and the direct drive. And I really like that. What was that thing? It was like 1800 or something. It was a pretty big motor on it. I could have that wrong. But I like that. But I'm just a Harley guy. I just am. I am.
I own a BMW. And
which one?
It's not as good as the Gold Wing.
R65.
It's an RT. It's an RT 1100 96 model.
Okay. Yeah, it's a nice bike.
Now you were saying that you've got a 2021 on order, or you're picking one up, Harley?
Yeah, I don't like talking about that stuff. But so my point is, just put that in your mind. All right, just put that in your mind. 2021 Softail Standard.
Gotcha. Okay, so get on it, get on it, and get to Montana, and we'll do the Beartooth Highway.
Yeah.
Fantastic ride. I'm going to leave you with this, Jimmy. Here's a question for you.
Yeah.
Captain Crunch, Fruit Loops, or what else? What else is on your menu? Captain Crunch, Fruit Loops, and Lucky Charms.
No, what's on your menu? No, what's in your kitchen right now?
What would you pick?
No, Doug. I want to know what cereal is in your kitchen.
Right now, I got a box of Wheaties on the shelf.
That's golden right there. Love Wheaties.
But when you want the sugar high, what would you go for? Captain Crunch, Lucky Charms, or Fruit Loops?
Wouldn't be Fruit Loops. No,
No?
it wouldn't be Fruit Loops. But Captain Crunch and Lucky Charms, that's either or. I mean, like original Captain Crunch, not Crunch Berries, straight Captain Crunch, right? Yeah. Okay.
Straight Captain Crunch right out of the box.
Or Lucky Charms. That's a coin toss. Yeah. I can go either way.
That is a coin toss.
That's a coin toss.
All
now,
right.
if you said Captain Crunch Peanut Butter Crunch, now you got an edge. You got an edge there.
That's almost a drug.
Yeah, it is. So that's a different thing there. But there's other stuff too as well that to me is just as strong as far as the addiction goes. And it's Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Cinnamon Life. Cinnamon Life, man, that is just so good. Crunch Berries is way up there. Way.
How about Count Chocula?
Well, yeah, of course. I went through a really bad, and Boo Berry. Boo Berry was really
Boo Berry,
good.
yeah, there you go.
Boo Berry was amazing.
All right.
I went through a Count Chocula phase and a Boo Berry phase, and you know what though, man? Cocoa Pebbles, man.
That's true.
Man.
Well, Jimmy, say get on that Harley, get up to Montana. We'll do the Beartooth Run. It'll be a fantastic ride, and you are a rock star.
I'll talk to you, Doug. Behave and be well.
You too. Bye.
Go Beckley Tappy. That's a good phone call right there. And it is so easy. I'm putting you on hold. You stay right there. It is so easy to go into the breakfast cereal conversation because we all love them. Frosted Flakes with half and half. That's from Claudia. And Claudia, you've got life dialed. Just somebody who has the ability to type the words Frosted Flakes with half and half. That's somebody that's got it all figured out right there. That is somebody that's got it all figured out. Oh, man. Frosted Flakes and half. That ain't right. And I've done it. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Thursday night, Fadernight. Calls are on hold. Stay right there. It's open lines all night long. 818-921-6929 or 323-275-9695. I'll be right back.
Way out here, we listen to Jimmy Church.
You're listening to Fade to Black.
You're listening to Jimmy Church and Fade to Black on the X.
¿Qué tal, mis amigos? Yo soy Mario Carson, el tiburón, y los invito para que escuchen a mi buen amigo Jimmy Church Radio. ¡Claro que sí!
The Believer is the chilling true story of Dr. John Mack, a renowned Harvard psychiatrist and Pulitzer Prize winner.
This is an outreach program from the cosmos to the consciously impaired.
He risked it all to investigate human encounters with aliens. The Believer, Alien Encounters, Hard Science, and the Passion of John Mack. Written by award-winning former New York Times journalist and author Ralph Blumenthal. Now available in paperback from High Road Books.
Introducing the Game Changer blend from River Moon Coffee that delivers a customized blend made specifically for the Fadernauts. If the game is rigged, change the game. It's a bolder cup with some bite. Game Changer is the coffee of choice for those that prefer an organic dark roast that is slightly lighter and milder, but it's still dark. With wild notes of pecans and chocolate with a rich, balanced, full-bodied cup that is roasted to perfection for a great coffee to start your day, as an after-dinner coffee or anywhere in between. Artisan, small batch, roasted to perfection. USDA certified organic, all River Moon coffee is freshly roasted and packaged in the USA. Just go to rivermooncoffee.com or click on the banners over on our site and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. rivermooncoffee.com. Do you want to be an official Fadernight? Of course you do. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black. Just go to our membership section at jimmychurchradio.com. Fadernauts, when you think about the future of our country and where we're headed, do you wonder about the food supply? I do. Disruptions in the food supply chain could be disastrous, and they usually occur with little warning. That's why the smartest thing you can do today is to stockpile emergency food, water, and other essentials. I personally recommend My Patriot Supply. They're the nation's largest emergency preparedness company, serving millions of customers for more than a decade. In fact, they're the only source my family trusts for our preparedness plan. You should too. Right now, save 20% off a full 4-week supply of delicious meals that provide 2,000 calories a day. Saving 20% helps too, doesn't it? Especially now. So go to preparewithjimmy.com and get ready. That's preparewithjimmy.com. There's no time to lose. Do it now.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
You listen to us, and we listen to you. And so does the CIA.
Hi, I'm Ray Sobbs, and I'm here to tell you about something I really think you're going to like. The UnX Network is a part of a larger group called UnX Media, and one of the things we offer is the quarterly UnX magazine, which is available both in print and digital formats. This amazing magazine covers all aspects of the unexplained and makes for a great coffee table periodical that is certain to spark enlightening conversations in your living rooms. We invite you to check out the latest digital issue for free. Just go to unxnetwork.com/membership and fill out your free membership with your name and email and become a new free member. The new summer issue is now available, and the theme is Time Anomalies, which includes a feature article written by our managing editor, Lee Spiegel. Just go to unxnetwork.com/memberships. That's unxnetwork.com/memberships and get your free e-copy of the UnX magazine today.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Oi, oi, I'm Reese Evans. You're listening to Jimmy Church. This is Revolution. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution is on radio. Ciao.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. And breakfast cereals. I don't know how we get. And it was really funny. Let me see here. Who was it? Third Stone popped up in Twitter a video of Count Chocula Blueberry and Frankenberry. It's like, oh man, of course, Frankenberry. How do we leave that off the list? And I just wanted to, I back up what I'm saying. I back it up, man. Right there, unopened. It's just ready to go. Right there. All right. It's Thursday night. It is Fadernight. It's open lines all night long. Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling? You're live.
Is this me?
Yes.
All right. Justin from Wisconsin.
Hey, Justin from Wisconsin. How you doing?
Hi, Mr. Church.
What's going on?
Shout out to everybody in the chat room. Zanzibar.
And are you in the chat room?
Yes, I actually had trouble getting through on the second number, but Zanzibar kept having me hit up the first number. I don't know why I had trouble on the second number, but
hey, I don't know. They're both working. But anyway, who are you in the chat room?
Mere nuisance.
Mere nuisance.
Yep.
That sounds like you cause trouble. Do you cause trouble in the chat room?
I try not to. No, I actually like everybody in the chat room.
Hey, the Fadernauts are amazing.
The chat. Yep, go ahead.
No, you called me, Justin. It's your night, man.
Okay.
Don't worry about me.
Yeah, everybody in the chat room is amazing. They're helpful. And I love all the topics on there. Forgive me, it's kind of late. I'm not used to staying up this late. I want to talk to you about the Artemis 1 rocket that failed to launch on Monday.
Yep.
So they have plans to, I guess they said they're going to try it again this Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday, 2 o'clock, 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah. What is your opinion? Because they, I don't know about NASA. I think they fail at a lot of stuff. Forgive me if that sounds cynical, but so they're supposed to launch to have this rocket. They're going to make a moon, like another space station around the moon by 2024, and then hopefully get a space station on the moon by, what is it, 2028?
2030? Yeah, I think you're putting it out there a bit far. The moon landing on the South Pole is 2025. Okay.
Well, that's what I was asking you. What is your opinions on this? Do you think they're going to stay on schedule? What is your opinions on this? That's why I called. I want to know your opinions because you're more informed than a lot of us. So I'll just listen.
I appreciate that, but the Artemis 1 launch, if successful this Saturday, it's a 10-day mission. Okay, so they're going to go out. They're going to go way past the moon. I think they're going 50,000 miles past the moon. They're going to orbit the moon for a number of days. I think it's 2 or 3 days out, 2 or 3 days back, and then 4 days that they're going to spend orbiting the moon. So it's a 10-day mission. And it's the full setup. So it's the Orion capsule. They've got crash test dummies, right? I think they have 3 of them. 3, astronauts, if you want to call them astronauts. So to fill up the seats. And if that is successful, everything is cool, and that comes back, and we have splashdown, and it comes back. I think that it's a pretty good bet that we are going to stay on target. I know it sounds ambitious. They were originally trying to get astronauts to the lunar surface in 2024. Things have been pushed back a little bit, so now it's 2025. China's talking about doing this in 2024 and potentially beating us back to the moon. That'll be a drag in a patriotic way, but we've got to advance this part of technology and humanity. We've got to get back to the moon. We've got to get to Mars, and we have to continue to explore our solar system and then beyond. We have to do it, and a lot is hinging on Artemis. A lot. And I hope that it
I
takes
agree.
off.
I agree.
Yeah. If it takes off, the 10-day mission is successful, then that puts everything back on track. Now, before we land on the moon in 2025, the next mission after Artemis 1, the next mission is going to be a crewed mission. They're going to do the same thing. They're going to fire up. It'll be a 10-day mission. They're going to go out and orbit the moon and come back. And that'll be the farthest humans have ever been in space, right? The farthest.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I'm fired up. After Apollo and going through the shuttle thing, and I just got to the point in my mind that we weren't crazy anymore, right? We weren't curious anymore. And there wasn't anybody, in the White House to push this through. And, we heard president after president after president, one after another going, okay, we're going back, we're going to Mars, we're doing this, and it never happened. And now, this time around, it is. And that launch, hopefully, is going to happen on Saturday. And I want it to be successful. I do. Man, Justin, how old are you, Justin?
36.
See, 36. So you've got another 36 rocking years, at least, right, in front of you. And the things that could happen in your lifetime in those 36 years, it's going to be amazing. I lived through as a kid. I watched the moon landings, and I had my favorite astronauts, and it was all rah team. And I lived through that. And I know what the excitement is, and I know what it feels like. And so to go back to the moon and have a moon landing again, and this time in high def streaming live, that's going to be crazy town. And I can't wait. And are we actually going to Mars in my lifetime? We were supposed to do this 30 years ago. Okay. 35, 40. We're supposed to do this in the 70s and 80s. And all of that got scrubbed, and I had to wait until 2022. So, yeah, I, like everybody else, you get discouraged. I'm excited again, and never
absolutely.
Never a straight answer.
That's why I called and asked that.
Yeah, never a straight answer.
Every night I look up in
the people that are discouraged about NASA and talk smack. I've never really been on board with that at all. I've never been sucked into it. I don't like negativity. But here's the thing. Like everybody from my generation, we all wanted to be astronauts. We all wanted to grow up. We wanted to be able to go to a hotel orbiting Earth and these exciting things that we were promised and shown. And we had all of that taken from us. So I think it's great that you are going to be able to experience all of this in the same excitement. Let me tell you something, man. I talked about this a few times this week on the show, but I really mean this. I love science fiction movies. I do. Star Wars. Love all that stuff. And you watch this science fiction movie and it's some alien planet, and up in the sky there's another planet or a moon or whatever up in the sky, and it's all the sci-fi imagery. And we have that. Walk outside and look at the moon during the day. At night, it's pretty cool. But during the day, dude, it's Tatooine. Right there, man. It's friggin' Star Wars. We've got that thing right there in the sky. Why aren't we there? Why aren't we living there? It's right there, and we have the ability to do it. So we're going back, and that's it. I'm excited about it. I mean, I can't wait.
Me too.
I can't wait.
Mr. Church. Yeah. One of the things that I want to add before I end the phone call, you're one of the reasons, like I said, is that your show and the stars is one of the reasons why almost every night, I live out in Poughkeepsie right now in Wisconsin. And it's beautiful outside. You can see the stars I'll go outside for an hour or two a night, just to look at satellites, shooting stars, all that beautiful stuff. And I have an 8-year-old daughter, and I have gotten her to come outside with me at night and look at the stars. She would never see that stuff because most kids are looking at their phones, but, you know, she sees how I'm so interested in, you know, the stars and stuff, and she listens to me listening to your show and other shows. So I just want to throw that in there. So thank you. And that's amazing. Like,
yeah, I really appreciate that.
Most people don't appreciate, you know, just going outside for an hour and looking up in the sky. So
it's
but
the
I'll
best.
end this here.
It's the best. Thank you, Justin. Enjoy your weekend, my man. Now go out after the show tonight and go look at the Milky Way. It's the best.
I absolutely will. Thank you, Mr. Church.
Have a good night.
Yep. Bye.
Go back, Lee Tappy. That's a good phone call right there. And I can't. Okay, let's just go with this. 818-921-6929 or 323-275-9695. And I back up my BS. Now I realize that I can't invite 100,000 people over to my house. I can't do that. But I have a very small, trustworthy circle of trust that I hang out with. And we hang out, and we hang out outside. And I have got a dozen lawn chairs, right? I do. And I've got multiple pairs of binoculars. I've got a nice telescope. I've got a couple of pairs of night vision. And that's what I do. And so when you go outside, I mean, I could only say this because this is my statements and my vibe, right? But when I say that this is what I do. And so I go outside and I look up, and the colors of the Milky Way, you know, streaking across the night sky. And I mean, just last night I was out. I didn't see anything, but it didn't matter. I'm looking at the stars, and I took a minute to look at Jupiter, which was just incredible last night. But anyway, you bust out the night vision, and I've already got the Milky Way, right? And then you do this, and now you go from 1,000 stars to like 10,000, right? It's crazy. And you just look, and all I can think about is all of the planets that are up above me, all of the planet, every single star that I am looking at has got a planet. I mean, that's nuts to me. I mean, I can't express it enough. And I just sit there and think about and wonder about how much life is up above my head. That's what I do. And so when I'm on this show and I say these things, I'm not just flapping my jaw, right? I'm not trying to impress anybody. I'm just me. But that's what I do. And you can ask anybody that comes over and that has hung out with me. That's, dude, let's get dinner out of the way, man, because it's going to be dark in about a half hour, and we're breaking out these chairs. You guys ready? That's it, man. And we line them up, big row, and we're all sitting back we're all just like this, looking up at the sky. It's man. And I've always got a couple of experts there. That's the star Pegasus. And this over here is and you know, I've got to have one of those. There's Ken Priest. Ken is in the chat room. Ken, tell everybody about my backyard. Ken will tell you. I got all the gear, and it is a sky watching paradise. This is what I do, you know, and I back it up, and it's just so much fun. And yeah, it's the things that you see, that's the icing on the cake. But I know that it's just full of life and full of planets and I just let my imagination go. I love it, man. I love it. Let's see, Jimmy. It sounds like a wonderful view and a good time, and that's right. It is a good time, and I'm trying to see here. Yeah, somebody just said, "Tell us, Ken Priest." Right here. Ken, listen to Jimmy, and that's what. Let's see, Claudia just said, "Ken, I'm so jelly." Ken didn't play around, man. Let's see. Oh, here's Ken. It's all true. He has all the goods to Skywatch. It's an awesome time. Yeah. Ken shows up at my house, and it's not the first time Ken and I have met, but anyway, so he's got the OG Fadernight attitude. He shows up. He's got 3 different kinds of vodka. He's got tequila. He's got beer. He's got donuts. He's got food. He's like 3 trips to the car, and Ken came ready, and we had a good time. We had a good time. So, okay, let's enough of that. I live this show. The things that I'm telling you, this is the way I do it. This is the way I do it. Okay. And any conference that I'm attending, we always do sky watches. That's the first thing. But the second thing is come and hang out. Come and hang out with us. The Fadernauts, we're all together. We're easy to find, and that's the truth. But you'll see that what goes on in this show is the same thing out there in the real world. It is. It's 100%. 100%. Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hello?
Yes.
This is Vader Lord.
Hey, Vader Lord. How are you, man? What's going on?
I just letting you know I've been watching on YouTube Jupiter, the whole landscape and everything of Jupiter, and it's been really beautiful to watch it on YouTube because it was my birthday in August. It was the first birthday I ever got to see Jupiter that close.
Yeah.
Because when I was 9 years old,
right,
I had seen Jupiter with my telescope, eye to eye.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. So.
Yeah. And I don't have a monsters telescope. I would like to get a bigger one. But in my telescope, Jupiter is decently big, right? It's decent.
Yeah.
And that's great. And so Saturn, all the planets, but Jupiter is pretty cool. But what's amazing, this is what trips me out about Jupiter. I don't remember seeing this when I was a kid with my dad's telescope. Anyway, with my telescope, and you look, and you can see all the moons in orbit around Jupiter, and they're at an angle. And so Jupiter, and then you can see the orbital plane, and you can see the moons out. I think with my telescope, I don't know how many moons of Jupiter there are. There's a lot, but I can see.
I think there's like 4.
5. Yeah.
4 or 5. Then.
Yeah, it's so cool, man. It's just that is mind blowing.
It was just mine because my mom bought me a Jason telescope, and I eyed it with the Jupiter when I was 9 years old.
I did the same thing. I did the same thing. I would just sit out there forever with my dad's telescope and look at Jupiter and Saturn.
Yep.
Saturn's amazing. It is. With my best eyepiece, it's pretty good, but it has shown me that my telescope is a tease. I've got a decent one. I've got a mid-level one, but I want to get one of those big light buckets. I just want to get a monsters thing.
So you hook a camera to it and stuff.
Well, motorized and computers and all of that, and just dial up whatever you want to see. But I want to see deep space stuff. I want to see nebulas and go into other galaxies and see those in great detail. Well, I got to head to.
What about movement too? Movement too in space itself. When you see movement, that's amazing too.
Yeah, it is. It is. Well, with my telescope, you can adjust to it. but it's manual. I have a manual telescope, but you get one of those computerized ones. It'll track with the movement of Earth, because we're orbiting the sun, plus our planet is spinning. And so everything that you're looking at is always in motion. And you're constantly dialing that in. So there you go. I got to get to a commercial here, Vader. Have a great weekend, and thank you for the phone call.
Yeah, you too.
Fade to black. It is Go Backley Tappy. That's Vader Lord right there. And I love my telescope. I love my binoculars. And here's a strange thing. The telescope serves its purpose, right? But I've got really big binoculars that are really cool too, and they're fast. This is Fade to Black. I'll be right back.
Hi everybody, this is Rob Halford, the Metal Guard on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Your 1 million gigawatt paranormal powerhouse, KUNX-DB. VX.
The Believer is the chilling true story of Dr. John Mack, a renowned Harvard psychiatrist and Pulitzer Prize winner.
This is an outreach program from the cosmos to the consciously impaired.
He risked it all to investigate human encounters with aliens. The Believer, Alien Encounters, Hard Science, and the Passion of John Mack. Written by award-winning former New York Times journalist and author Ralph Blumenthal. Now available in paperback from High Road Books.
Are you ready to read about true paranormal events? UNX Media publishes nonfiction books about UFOs, ghosts and haunted places, time anomalies, cryptid creatures, and more. Just like KUNX-DB Radio, it's all about unexplained phenomena. Visit www.unxmedia.com to see our list of great book titles by Debbie Ziegelmeyer, Gene Walker, Devin Listrom, Wayne Lawrence, Bill Spicer, and yours truly, Margie Kay. That's unxmedia.com.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and I only drink Fade to Black blend coffee from River Moon. Just click on the River Moon Coffee banner at jimmychurchradio.com. Promo code F2B Blend.
This is the only way forward.
This is Fade to Black. Make contact.
When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Yes, River Moon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Just click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com and use the promo code F2B Blend for 15% off of your order today.
You want to know a secret? I love ponies. I really love ponies. I'm serious. I couldn't stay sane without ponies to brush.
Why Fade to Black? Because you never got that pony, damn it.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. It's Thursday night. It is Fader nights. Open lines all night long. Today, I was feeding the hummingbirds and messing around with the squirrels outside and stuff. It was a lot of fun. I'm on the front patio and hosing stuff down. And then I sit down and I pick up my phone and I clicked on Facebook. And so I'm scrolling through, not really paying attention. I don't spend time there. But there was this ad that popped up for Reverb, and Reverb is a music gear selling website, and some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. Reverb is bad news. It's crack for musicians, especially guitar players. It's known mainly for its guitar stuff. So anyway, but I see in the there's a picture of a Les Paul guitar. I went, oh, that looks pretty cool, right? And I click on it, and it's an ad, used. And I take another look, and I can't really see. It's on my cell phone, and I see the price, and the price was this long. And I was like, that's not real. What? And I blow it up. $175,000. Right? And I'm thinking to myself, you know how Facebook tailors these ads. Who do they think I am? Right? Okay, we got a sucker here. This guy, Jimmy Church, man. We got all his data. $175,000. Not $2,000, not $1,500. Not, my ballpark is about $250. Anyway, $175,000. And so, all right. And I read about the guitar, whatever. It's like a 1960 Les Paul Cherry Sunburst or something. And then, so I close it out. I was kind of freaked out about it. And I'm scrolling. There's another one. This one's a gold top. And I love gold tops. And I click on it. $175,000 again. $175,000. So this is what I'm thinking to myself. Who, and I know they're out there. Don't get me wrong, but who buys a guitar for $175,000? And here's the trippy part about that. It's not somebody's first guitar. No. You're dropping $175,000 large. I'm putting you on hold. Stay right there. Don't go anywhere. I got too many calls on hold. I've got to answer these in order. $175,000. Now, is that an investment? Are you going to play a guitar like that, $175,000? It better sound good. I mean, it better sound good. And you better play it. Or is it just going to stay in its case? Is it going to go in some, weather-controlled vault, never to be seen again or appreciated by people? And a part of another immense collection, because if you're dropping $175,000, it's more than a lot of people make in 10 years, right? And on a guitar, right? And it just, I don't know, it just felt weird to me. It felt weird. And that's at a level of purchasing, and somebody's going to buy it, right? Somebody. And okay, so here's the other thing. And this was my weird, excuse me, I'm talking guitars, but I went through this whole polluted, dark thought process today. All right. You buy a guitar for $175,000. Is UPS shipping that to you? Is that coming to your door via FedEx? Right? Is somebody in first class on a plane carrying that guitar on in its own seat, buckled down, hand carried to your home, right, and delivered after dropping 175,000 large? Or are you flying out to pick the guitar up? I don't know. But my strange mind in its own way went there. That's where I went. So there you go. All right. I mean, UPS isn't. I wonder if UPS is going to damage it. What kind of insurance, right? But that's at another level of purchasing. I know nothing about it. I have no idea. I don't know anybody that has spent that kind of money on a guitar. I know one, Drew Berlin, and he buys and sells these. You know what? I'm going to call Drew. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling? You're live.
Jimmy, is this me?
No, it's not.
Jimmy. Hi, Jimmy. This is Chuck. How are you?
Hi, Chuck. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
What's going on?
In the chat, I'm known as Dark Star.
Okay.
And I wanted to talk to you about Bigfoot and about Hollywood.
Okay.
So on February 17th into 18th, 2018, I had my encounter in Connecticut. If you were to go to a map and you were to go to Middletown, Connecticut, and go to Northeast, you'll see on that map a round circle. That was a Nike missile site. For whatever reason, I had to be in Boston earlier that day, and on the way back, I decided just to take my time. I normally do, and I wanted to try something different. So I went up Route 2 from 395.
Okay, where's this? Chuck, you said there was a Nike missile site on what side of town?
Yeah, well, former Nike missile site. This would be northeast of Middletown, Connecticut, probably about 3 miles the way the crow flies.
Okay, I'm there now. Okay,
and you see the circle.
Maybe I've gone too far northeast. You said how many miles? See, that's one.
Probably about 2.5, 3 miles.
Okay. Across the river?
Yeah, across the river.
Okay, which is
if you see it, yeah, I'm going to get it exact.
Okay, well, don't worry about it. Back to the story.
So I'm driving through. It had started to snow, and I just wanted to take a break. So I shut down for what I thought would be 20 minutes. It's now 2 hours later. I finally get up, and I decide I wanted to get the quickest way home. So I'm about 2 minutes away from the highway.
I've got it. I've got it. I've got the Nike missile site. I'm looking at it right here.
Okay.
And so just so you know, that's about 10 miles.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
So so if you go now southeast of the circle, right to that road, do you see the road?
Well, I've gone back to. Okay, so I'll go back to it, but continue.
So I decided I was going to try and get the shortest route home, which was back to Greenwich, and I was going to get down to 95. The quickest way possible was through this green area. And I didn't think anything of it. I've always gone off course. So I get to the sign. There's actually a sign, and it said closing at sunset, and it was completely down. I guess it might have had something to do with the snow or something. But I just kept going, didn't think anything of it. It is pitch black. It's snowing. There's about 3 or 4 inches of snow on the ground, and I'm in a minivan to paint the picture. So I get to that point about just where it is, southeast, and all of a sudden and I got the window down, and the sensors in the back of the van go haywire. These are the accident sensors.
Right.
And they're coming on, and so I come to a stop, and I look back, and I've got super bright lights in my license plate. It's kind of like reverse lights. That's how bright they are. And it's completely dark. And I look out the window thinking I'm going to get out of the car, and there must have been something behind it. And I see this dark patch by by the side of the car. I'm like, maybe a tree fell down. So with that, I look up further towards the back of the car, right in the dead center, and standing there, 12 feet tall, I must have been 10 air feet away, nose to nose. It was right there, right behind my car, covering the entire back part of the car, and probably 5 feet taller off the roof. And I'm looking at this thing, and I'm not feeling any terror. I'm not feeling any strangeness. I was a boat captain for a long time, and I've been out in the blue water. I've been out where a lot of people don't usually get to go and get to see. And I've had a couple strange encounters out there, but just with every kind of fish and every kind of mammal that we all know about. It's just to see them right up close. It's a little bit strange, but you kind of get over it. There was one time I was going over the Gulf of Maine, and it's 3:30 in the morning, and all of a sudden I kept hearing this parting of the water, and I'm looking off the starboard side because that's where it's coming from, and I just start to see this body rise out of the water, and then it rolls over, and I see this giant eye. It's about the size of I'd say a tea plate, and it just came over and looked at me, and the whole thing was a humpback whale. And it's 10 feet away from me.
Oh, man, that's funny. That's funny.
See things that are just weird and just out of sync. So I'm looking at the thing, I'm staring at it, and it's just not hitting me what I'm looking at. And when it finally starts to sink in, I'm like, I'm glad I didn't get out of the car. And then as I end that, I heard something. This would be parallel with my door, and over off in the distance, there's some movement, and it's another one.
Oh,
but this one's much smaller.
Oh, well, let me, Chuck, if I may, just let me jump in so I can tell everybody what's going on. I'm looking at the Nike missile site right here. And in all four directions, it's about 500 feet from the road, which is Oak Hill Road, by the way, the road you were talking about. It's Oak Hill Road. And from all directions, 360 degrees, full circle, thick forest. Thick. I mean, there's no roads. There's only the one Oak Hill Road that goes through there, but there's no structure. There's no homes. There's nothing there. It is just thick, hilly, green, thick, gnarly woods. Right. So anything could live
through it either, because I'm just like, oh, it's the quickest way. It'll be fine.
Right.
So, like I said,
famous last words,
that's
right?
The way I think. Don't hate me. So
yeah.
I look off, and there's this one, and it's like just in the shadow. It's like the light's not quite hitting it, and it's moving. I'm like, why is, what am I looking at over here? And it's definitely a smaller one. And then I see it's raising its right arm. And when I say smaller, I'm talking like 7 feet. Okay. I'm not talking, like 2 feet or something. And I'm thinking it's signaling something else.
Right.
And it was at that point that I just put my head back in and I took off. I mean, I didn't take off in the sense of rip through, because it was a dirt road. And,
right.
I didn't need to break the tire and stop.
Well, yeah. Here's the other thing. There is the big Nike. There's like 4 Nike missile sites right here in the same area. I don't know if you're aware of that. I
wasn't.
But even the big, it's called HA-36 launch site, right? So you can see all the substructures and things, and then you see the big circle that you're talking about too as well. But all of this is thick forest. I mean, anything could be in there.
Oh yeah,
and there could be a couple of hundred of Bigfoot in there, and nobody would ever know. But
are you familiar with Steve Isdale?
Steve who?
Steve Isdale. He's got a YouTube channel, and basically what happened is he's one of the top big game hunters in North America.
Right.
And people kept asking him, prodding him, have you ever seen it? Have you ever seen it? And he finally said, yeah, I've seen it. And people felt compelled to write into him all of a sudden and start telling him their story. And so he just went and built a separate channel all around people emailing him all these different encounters. And one of the encounters back in, I don't know, I think it was in March, if you look to the right, probably about 15 miles over at Grayville Falls, there was a guy who was talking about seeing one over there. And, you know, it's pretty green all the way through. So, and I mean, this is probably the densest part of patch of green that Connecticut has. Everything else is pretty much built up.
No, it's a pretty green part of the country, man. I mean, I'm going east here. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, it's pretty green all the way to Boston, actually, and Providence. So between Hartford and where you're talking, you know, that area where the river is, all the way to Providence, Boston, Worcester is it's just thick. It's thick, man. It's thick. Well, that's a great sighting. That's a great sighting, Chuck. It's a great sighting.
But I tell you, once I finally got out of the place, and luckily the sign on the other side was down, I realized I was completely drenched. I had never, that had never happened to me, but it's like once it clicked in that I was really being surrounded, I guess it hit me, and that's when I realized just, what a nervous wreck I was at that point.
Sure.
So.
Sure. I haven't gone through it yet, but I'll tell you when I do. I would love to have that kind of experience, but I haven't done it yet.
I don't know if I'm thrilled with it or I'd like to just forget it. And actually, I didn't think about it for a long time. And with this guy bringing up Connecticut, it really brought me back, his particular encounter. So if I could, Jimmy, the other thing I wanted to talk to you about is Hollywood. You had your guest on Monday night, and you guys were talking about how in scripts that they kind of put things in to move our brains along for accepting things.
Exactly.
And,
yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's my little bomb. So it's November 1992. I'm at Warner Brothers Studio, and my uncle, his name is Gary Nardino. And he had just been ported over from Orion Pictures, their television division, which just scooped up Lorimar TV. And so now he's part of the television part of Warner Brothers. Nothing like he quite had before at the role, because he was at Paramount for years. And that's where he made really his history. So he also did Star Trek 2, Star Trek 3, and he worked on Star Trek 4 and a whole bunch of other scripts. But every one of his television shows, Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley, Mork and Mindy, he found Robin Williams in a nightclub, found Tom Hanks in a nightclub, and he really was the top of his game when it comes to that industry. And so in there, we had left his house early and we were going to lunch. We were supposed to meet Mr. Bennett. This is Harv Bennett, who was the executive producer of Star Trek 2. And they're developing a TV show. And I'd asked him the day before, because I'd never met Mr. Bennett, I really want to ask him a question. And he's like, about Star Trek? I said, no, it's not about Star Trek. This has to do with the $6 Million Man, because that was one of his shows from the 70s. And he's like, what do you want to ask him? I said, well, I want to ask him about the Bigfoot episode. Not, all of them, but the first one. What was the inspiration? Where did he get the idea from? And is any of that based on reality? So he comes in around 10:30. and they're sitting around going back and forth because, they're in the process of developing a TV show called Time Tracks, and that was filmed down in Australia. And my uncle also said that, you're going to enjoy it today because the person that we picked for the lead female role, she's coming in after lunch. Pretty good. So, and that was Mia Farrow from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Mm-hmm.
So, so we're sitting there, and we're just about to order lunch, and Gary says to Hard, he's like, Charlie had a question for you. Could you answer it? And he's like, oh yeah, that's right. You told me about this. So, I said, what I wanted to know. He's like, no, you don't have to tell me. It's right here. I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, Gary told me the other day, so I gave it to you here. And he's pointing to this book. And so he's like, go ahead, take it. I'm like, so I flip it over, and it's the script from the $6 Million Man, Secrets of, The Secret of Bigfoot. And he's like, go ahead, open it up. And, to Charlie, really appreciate you looking into my career. I'm so happy that you've really enjoyed the features that I've made and the TV shows. And to answer your question, I said, and I look up at him and I said, but I didn't ask the question. He's like, no. He told me it was going to be. And he says, it's all real.
I knew that was coming. Hey, Chuck, enjoy.
I'm like, what do you mean it's all real? And so he's ordering food. He's like, yeah, I think I'm going to have the Reuben, Gary. I'm like, what do you mean? Wait a second. Forget the Reuben. What do you mean this is all real? He's like, everything was given to us. And everything from that script that happened is based on something that happened in reality.
It has to be that way, Chuck. It has to be that way. Hey, listen, enjoy your weekend. And thank you for the phone call, my man.
Appreciate it, Jimmy. God bless.
Go back, Lee Tappy. And you have to, when it comes to stuff like that, and I've always said this, and I feel this about Hollywood screenwriters and how they deal with this stuff, is you have to base this stuff in reality. You can't write this, or most of it, I should say. You can't write it and have it be believable unless there is some substance to it, some truth to it, because then you're writing off of your own experience. And I've always said that. Yeah, absolutely. Let's go back to the phones. Let's see. Am I right? Is this right? Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling? You're live. 3, 2, 1. You got to be ready to go. You just got to be ready to go. It's really that simple. So let's go over to here. Got to be ready to go. You've got to be ready to go. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey there, Jimmy. It's Rooster. How's it going?
Hey, Rooster. How are you?
Oh, doing great. Man, before I get started, man, I just have to tell you, thank you for everything you do, Jimmy. Fade to Black has to be the best show or program of its genre. Man, you have the best guest topics, best hosts, best everything, man. I know I can speak for a lot of faders, man. We really appreciate what you do.
Thank you, Rooster. What's on your mind tonight?
Man, when you said you had spoken to Randall Carlson, man, I near about fell out my chair. Been thinking about calling you about a couple days ago. He had a live show, him, the guys with the Brothers of the Serpent, and he just made some comments that were it seems like we've heard of like Scott Walter, Eric Weinstein, Sam Harris talking about they've been approached about disclosure and everything, and to get ready about what they're going to say about the topic. And just Randall made a comment a couple of days ago. He said there's going to be a disclosure coming up maybe before the year is out. It's just that it has to be done properly. It just can't be sort of a random dump of information, because part of the insight here depends upon almost a certain sequence of insight that you gain from looking at the whole phenomenon from different points of view. And then he was saying he's waiting for the signal. So apparently the way it sounds is he was approached as well.
Yeah. And you've just reminded me, I'm going to reach back out to Sam Harris and Eric Weinstein and get them on the show. I'm going to do this as soon as possible. I've got a lot of things in the fire right now, but you've just reminded me I need to circle back with those guys. And Randall, look, I swear, my phone lights up, it's Randall. And I see his name. I was like, dude. He's like, dude. And being able to, because his research is so deep, and he's so respected. And so there's some things going on with Randall, and I can't let it out of the bag yet, but I do hear you when you say those things, Rooster, because there's a lot of chatter going on out there, and I talk to a lot of people, and they're all kind of saying the same thing. And from these giants of where they are at, but they're not necessarily related to each other, and it's kind of weird how from outside of our community, right, where this is happening, this kind of conversation. So yeah, we're talking about very successful people, up and above, and that are saying some very similar things to me. So, and I just I've got to leave it right there. I can't say too much, but hey, Rooster,
right, are you having Randall on anytime soon?
I just said I'll let you know. I just said that, Rooster. Rooster, I know that you're in Louisiana. You've got all that exciting stuff going on. You're not really paying attention to me. I get that. I'd be doing the same thing. How close are you to Slidell?
Oh, I'm a ways from Slidell. Old stomping grounds and everything. But big thing in Louisiana came up recently was the 11,300 year date on the mounds over at LSU.
Yeah,
I remember I used to get
is that crazy?
Allen Hall.
Yeah,
and go lay back on those things and read when I was at LSU.
Yeah, on campus, man. On campus, right? LSU Baton Rouge, man. They got two of them. And how crazy is that? Anyway.
Man, I used to I graduated from LSU in 2005.
Oh,
so I'm very familiar with them.
Yeah, good for you, Rooster. But here's the thing. When you got Slidell so close, why would you want to hang out with me and call into this show? Because downtown Slidell is the place to be. I love that town, man. I do. I love Slidell. Hey, Rooster, enjoy your weekend, my man. Thank you so much.
Take it easy, Jimmy.
Right on, Rooster. Go back, Lee Tappy.
Indeed.
Yeah, I'll talk to you. And I got to say this. How many show hosts do you know that can drop the name Slidell? The answer is none. Love you, Slidell. I would love for somebody. I got some friends in Slidell. They're probably listening. Call in. Love me some Slidell. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Going to take a quick break. It is Thursday night. It is Fadernight. It's open lines all night long. If you're on hold, I'll get to everybody before the end of the show. All right, that's my promise. I'll be right back after this short break. Stay with us.
listening to Jimmy Church and Fade to Black on the X.
Hey, what up, y'all? It's your girl Vivica Fox here, and you are listening to my boy, Jimmy Church, on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Despite popular opinion, reading a book will not make you smarter.
But listening to Jimmy Church will.
Hello, Fadernauts. Jimmy Church here. You've seen me with my Thunderstorm. Now you can purify the air in your home and get healthy, clean, fresh-smelling air and eliminate odors just like I do right here in the bunker. The EdenPURE Thunderstorm uses oxy technology that naturally sends out O3 molecules into the air, which seek out odors and air pollutants in your home and destroys them. It's called a thunderstorm because it purifies the air just like after a thunderstorm. And right now, you can save $200 on an EdenPURE Thunderstorm 3-pack for whole home protection. With this special offer, you're getting 3 units for under $200. Seriously. Go to EdenPureDeals.com and use Fader3. Shipping is free and it's easy. Just scroll down. You'll see my name right there, Jimmy Church. Click on it and get your deal today. That's EdenPureDeals.com.
This is Billy Carson, founder and CEO of ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv is the fastest growing and one of the most watched networks in the world. And I would like to personally invite you to check out our expanding library of TV, film, lectures, and special presentations. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv has over 6,000 videos covering lost history, health, UFOs, spirituality, and our future. We are committed to our community, and with my personal invitation, you can right now get your own free 30-day membership at ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Your own library of information starts today at ForbiddenKnowledge.tv.
Your 1 million gigawatt paranormal powerhouse, KUNX-DB, VX.
Are you ready to read about true paranormal events? UNX Media publishes nonfiction books about UFOs, ghosts and haunted places, time anomalies, cryptid creatures, and more. Just like KUNX-DB Radio, it's all about unexplained phenomena. Visit www.unxmedia.com to see our list of great book titles by Debbie Ziegelmeyer, Gene Walker, Devin Listrom, Wayne Lawrence, Bill Spicer, and yours truly, Margie Kay. That's unxmedia.com.
Introducing the Game Changer blend from River Moon Coffee that delivers a customized blend made specifically for the Fadernauts. If the game is rigged, change the game. It's a bolder cup with some bite. Game Changer is the coffee of choice for those that prefer an organic dark roast that is slightly lighter and milder, but it's still dark. With wild notes of pecans and chocolate with a rich, balanced, full-bodied cup that is roasted to perfection for a great coffee to start your day, as an after-dinner coffee or anywhere in between. Artisan, small batch, roasted to perfection. USDA certified organic, all River Moon coffee is freshly roasted and packaged in the USA. Just go to rivermooncoffee.com or click on the banners over on our site and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. rivermooncoffee.com.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
This is Erica, Brittany, Gabby, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
It's not a lifestyle we chose. We were born this way.
This is KJCR at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. So this is what we're going to do at the end of the show. Everybody's hungry. Start talking fast food. And who has the best fries? Are we really doing this? White Castle, right? Are we really doing this? Phil the Stalker comes in. That's it, man. You guys keep this up. I'm driving to Taco Bell. Phil, give it 25 minutes. Taco Bell is a good call. I mean, late night. See, this is the thing. Do normal, sane people go to a fast food drive-through during the day? I understand if you're hungry and it's lunch hour and you got to do your thing. But, I mean, do you just cruise through the day and just, man, Hardee's? You know, no, you're not. Carl's Jr. Yeah, let's go to Jack in the Box. You're not doing the Burger King. You're not doing that. I get that. But late night, you know, it's cruising around 10:30, and your choice is get your slappy ass up off the couch and go into the kitchen and cook at 10:30. Or do you just jump in the car and go to a drive-through, right? You drive, man, treat yourself. Go to that Taco Bell. Burger King double Whopper right now with an order of fries and a Dr. Pepper. That is late night perfect food. And it's Labor Day weekend. You know, go. Me, I cooked an Alfredo sauce earlier today, so I'm good to go there. I've got the chicken thawed. Haven't cooked that yet, but that's I'm gonna grill that up, stovetop, and I'm good to go. So I've already got my plans. I've got the garlic bread. I've got the garlic butter ready to go on. I'm all homemade, so I'm good to go. That's what I'm doing tonight. But if I hadn't have done that and going through this conversation with everybody, I'm down. I've got Tommy's up the street. I've got Wendy's up the street. I've got Taco Bell up the street. And it's all good to me. It's all good. And that Dave's Double, order of fries, small chili, small chocolate frosty. That right there, that is dialed. Right there. I don't even... I'll get a drink. I'll take a sip off of it. I don't need any of that. Drink water with it. But right? Wendy's, Dave's Double. I mean, it's two patties, cheese, lettuce, tomato, onions, ketchup, mustard, pickle, mayo, whatever. It's just a perfect burger, right? Frosty, fries, small chili. You're done, man. Do it. That's a perfect night. Perfect night. Oh, I got callers on hold. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling? Turn me down in the background. You got to turn me down in the background. Turn me down in the background. Okay, there you go. Oh, they hung up. All right. Let's see here. Let's go to the breather. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling? You're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling? I'm going to hang up. I had that dude simmering on hold for 2 hours. 2 hours. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, Jimmy, this is Bernard.
Hi, Bernard. How are you?
From KISS. You remember me?
You were in KISS? What'd you play?
I was a lighting director. I called you a couple nights ago.
Okay. How you doing, Bernard? What's going on?
You remember me?
I do. Of course,
Sort
Bernard.
of.
You and I go way back. Way back. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. You know what? I wanted to talk to you a couple things. You know, number one, I wanted to say that when you're on the phone, you look like you're really having a great time. That everything's non-scripted. Am I correct on that?
It's not an act. What? It's not an act. I'm having a great time. This is awesome. Who else? I mean, look, I am able to talk to, I think I took 20, 30 phone calls tonight, right? I am able to talk to people all around the country, sometimes around the world, all night long about stuff. And that's just amazing to me. It's like walking through a crowd of people going, hey, how you doing? And just stop and talk to somebody for 5 or 10 minutes and walk and it's like going through a party, right? And just having, dude, this is the
one
life,
thing that I've
man.
noticed that you're extremely patient with people, and that, you know what, you really are very intelligent. You are a thinker, and I appreciate that.
Bernard, I'm being very patient with you right now. Bernard's like, what? Okay. All right, Bernard, what's on your mind? What's going on? Talk to me.
I wanted to talk to you about, number one, what is the oldest axe you own?
Guitar-wise?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
When you first started playing, what age did you first start playing?
14. 13, 14. 14.
Did you go through the period where you would keep one guitar and then you would trade one up to another one and another one and another one?
Yeah. I did that. I did that until I stopped doing that when I was about 21. 20. I landed on a particular guitar that I really liked, and I just hung on to that thing for dear life. But leading up to that point, I was trading. I so many cool guitars went through my hands that I just regret, man. My mom, this is a true story, Bernard. My mom at Sears at Washington Square Mall on the east side of Indianapolis, Sears had a little music section in the corner, right? Little tiny thing like behind the men's underwear. And you could walk over there and they had like a couple of acoustic guitars and they had some stuff and they had this salesman. And I go over there with my mom. I love this story. And so he tells us, well, I can get all kinds of guitars though. I said, really? Like what? He goes, okay, show up here tomorrow. I'll have a Les Paul. I said, all right. So then I turned to my mom and I go, are we going to do this? She goes, sure. Okay. So the next day, 2 days later, whatever, we go back to Sears, not to a music store, frigging Sears. And my mom and I walk up and he's got this Gibson case and he opens it up and it is, I've shown the pictures of this guitar. And it's a Les Paul. Hold on for a second. I'll pull the guitar up. Just stay right here. Stay right here.
Sure.
And so we and I turned to my mom. She goes, "Do you want it?" And I go, "What do you mean? Do I want it? Of course I want it." And my mom bought me that guitar. And here, it's I don't have a picture of it in this folder. I thought I did. Well, anyway, I have the second guitar. Or is this it? This might be it right here. Hang on. No, this is the second one. Okay, I'm going to post this. So this is what you're talking about trading up, right? So
right.
So this picture, I am about 14 years old, and here it is. There it is, everybody. Now look at that picture. Now that's a Les Paul Gibson, Les Paul the Paul. That's what that guitar is, right there.
Right.
And but
there we go. Okay.
Yeah, the guitar before this one was a Les Paul Junior with two P90s. Two P90s, double cutaway. And I didn't like the P90s. Now that guitar is worth all the money today. Right.
That's a sweet guitar.
I had that guitar for like a month and I took it back to Sears and I go, dude, I need humbuckers. And the guy goes, okay. come back tomorrow. I went back the next day, and he had this guitar there, which was a Gibson Les Paul with two black Gibson humbuckers in it. And I traded the Les Paul Jr. for this guitar. And I, and I just did it on a whim. I did it. I just and that Les Paul Jr. I would kill to get that guitar back, and that Les Paul, the Paul, and I traded that away. I ended up trading that for an Ibanez Artist, and then I traded it for an Electra Outlaw Japanese guitar, and in like a year, I went through like 4 Gibsons, and
yes,
and I wish I had all
Why
those
do you
guitars
think we
back.
did those things? I mean, we were only learning our chords, and we somehow did that. Why'd we do that?
I always felt like I was trading up. I didn't. I was in search of a sound. I landed on an Ibanez, black Ibanez Artist double cutaway, and that guitar. I played that guitar for 4 years. I really liked that guitar. And I ended up trading that for an Ibanez Strat, and that Ibanez Strat I kept for about 4 years. But leading up to that, dude, I was going through guitars like water. I didn't have I didn't have an attachment to them. Now I hang on to everything. I don't trade.
So do I.
I just hang on. To
I have the original, my original P bass that I learned to play starting at age 8, and I still keep it. Listen, I wanted to ask you one question. Do you really think how important your listeners know how important Göbekli Tepe
Yeah, of course
is,
they do.
and how it reorders the entire history that we've been taught?
Yeah, I was on a mission from the beginning with Göbekli Tepe 8 years ago to absolutely make sure the world understood. So it didn't matter if it was Fade to Black, my commercials that I was cutting, Coast to Coast AM. I signed off every night at Coast to Coast with Göbekli Tepe. And then it got to the point where the callers would say Göbekli Tepe to me instead of goodbye. And getting it out there and forcing everybody to at least say, what is Jimmy saying? What did he say there? And others would come back with, he's saying Göbekli Tepe. What is that? And I would watch the chat. I would watch Twitter. I would see Facebook where people would come back and say, well, Göbekli Tepe is this. Oh, is it really? And I've done so many shows, so many guests, and I've said it over and over so many times that was my mission. And I think I knocked a pretty good dent into the world with Göbekli Tepe. And so, yes, to answer your question, they fully get it. I think that.
But the other side, Jimmy, is that the academics will still refuse to touch it.
Not so much anymore. I would say that was the case in 95 to 2000, 2005. I came on the scene in 2012 and started pushing this narrative. In the 2012 and before that 5-year period, it really started to catch fire. There was no way that it couldn't. Were there some academics out there refusing to? Yeah, because of their ego. And there were a lot of academics out there, not many, but there was a handful that their bread and butter is Egypt. And so they need people to go to Egypt and to buy their books and to watch their TV shows. And I get that, but they were paranoid that Göbekli Tepe was going to steal the narrative that they've been pushing, which is everything points to Egypt. Well, it doesn't. And
no.
And that's so I think that's part of it. but it doesn't matter. I think that the word is out about Göbekli Tepe, and it's not just Göbekli Tepe anymore. There are other situations that are happening all the time.
Well, I mean, there's other monuments of history, but that one singularly reorders how we thought civilization and evolution occurred.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah. No, you're right about that. Keep going. I'm listening.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? There's another thing I wanted to talk to you about. You know, I told you I'm an electrical engineer and a mechanical engineer in my career days after KISS. I worked for DARPA and the DoD, and now I'm going back to the University of Michigan, and I'm getting a degree in quantum biology.
Nice.
Are you familiar with quantum biology?
It's small biology.
It has to do with when they first discovered quantum entanglement. You know, they used to think that it was only like one electron tangled with another one, but now they found that complex molecules, are entangled, and it all has to do with biology and how we work, and it's fascinating.
Yeah, I just started. I was gifted one of Brian Greene's books that was written in 2010, 2011. And this week I started.
Brilliant author.
Yeah, he's great. He's great. And I started reading it this week, and I'm about halfway through. And I'm reading it, and I'm thinking to myself, how far we have come in 11 years, because and the book was great, for its time in 2011 and stuff. But you read it today, and we have way moved on. And the principles and some of the ideas that they were thinking about that were so forward thinking back in 2011, the multiverse and the possibilities of the. Well, anyway. And the word quantum and the way that it was used back in 2011 versus where we are today. It's a whole different situation that we find ourselves in. And I'm fascinated with that. So, yes, the answer is yes. And to have, you say a complex molecule, I'm thinking our entire brain. Okay, not molecule.
Absolutely. Let me ask you, Jimmy.
Molecules.
If we could,
plural.
If we could ever define infinity, do you think that our brain would have the ability to resolve a number that great?
Well, infinity times 10 is a pretty damn big number, right?
It is. So, I just wanted to tell you that one thing about they found a certain plant that grows all around the year. And that linear time is purely a man-made phenomenon. And they used to think that this plant was triggered by, some kind of circadian rhythm. And now they found that this plant is actually triggered to do a certain event through quantum biology.
Well,
and it's phenomenal.
Hey, Bernard.
Yeah.
Do me a favor.
Yes.
Have an amazing weekend.
I'm sorry. Am I going too deep?
Nope, you're not going too deep. I've got to end the show, and I've got like 60 seconds to read credits. And it was a great conversation, Jimmy, my man. Thank you so much.
You have a good one, buddy. I Göbekli Tepe, and I'm really a fan of yours. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bernard. You have a good weekend, my man.
Thank you.
Göbekli Tepe. What a great night on the show. Thank you, everybody. And for me to be able to do this every Thursday night, it is an absolute honor and a privilege. Just an incredible night on the show. Everybody that called in, thank you so much. Bernard is fascinating. So you go from the lighting guy for KISS to back to college and going to the University of Michigan and quantum biology. That's what I'm talking about. If I ever and I'm not Carol Peralt. Carol, you rock, man. Carol rocks. If I ever won the lottery, what would happen? Right? If I'm talking about, 100 mil, right? 200 mil, whatever. If I won the lottery, what would happen? Would Fade to Black go away? No, probably not. At least I don't think so. But there are people out there that say, if I win the lottery, take a good look at my face, man, because you'll never see me again. I'm out of here. All of my friends, forget you. Right? I'm out of here. Okay, so, and I get that. But if I ever won the lottery, I can guarantee you there would be one thing that I would do. I would go back to college. I would go back to college and I would enroll in all the classes that I want to take and just go and get my learn on. That's what I would do. And I would pick some school. I would build the Jimmy Church Library. I would donate it to make sure that I got accepted to the school. And that's what I would do. I would keep Fade to Black going, but I would go and see the world and I would learn. I wouldn't waste the money. I just wouldn't do it. Nah, I don't need anything. There's nothing that I want. There's nothing that I need. I've got a t-shirt. I got a pair of sandals. What else do I need? Right? I've got this wonderful audience. What do I need? I've got a Jeep. That's it. I don't need a Ferrari. I don't need a Corvette. I don't even want that kind of stuff. I don't think about it. I don't care. What I care about is learning. And that's what I would spend my money on. I'm telling you, if that miracle happened, that's what I would do. Maybe pick one of you to come along with me. And let's just go get our learn on. That's what I would do. And so, Bernard, doing what you're doing, man, I think that's fantastic. That's how I would do it. I'm not kidding. So there you go. All right, everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. It was just a perfect night on the show. And Bernard, you inspire me, man. I think that's just absolutely incredible. What a great night on the show. It was just a perfect night for me. Fade to Black is produced by Hilton, J. Palm, Renee, Dennis, and Kevin. Announcers are Steve Harder, Gene Vitoa, Mark D. Kovar. Webmaster is Drew the Geek. Music, Doug Aldrich. Intro, Spaceboy, spaceboymusic.com. Fade to Black is produced by KJCR for the Game Changer Network, and this broadcast is owned and copyrighted 2022 by Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network, Inc. It cannot be rebroadcast, downloaded, copied, or used anywhere in the known universe without written permission from Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. It's Labor Day weekend. Go out there and do everything that I would do. Just don't get arrested. I'll see everybody. I think I'm going to take Monday off. I'll see everybody on Tuesday. Go back, Lee Tappy.